Well, good evening, Husam Al Sharif, and today, I think, 17 September 2025. Well, I just published some examples from the reports with which I sent the authorities, which I wrote in connection to the same problem. And at the moment of the report, the problem wasn't clear in my mind. I was reporting all available information, expecting that within a hearing or investigation, I will be asked questions, answer questions, researcher will work with me, but it wasn't clear, the problem. I never thought that, for example, cloned telephones can do all this. This is first. I will get into this, but first I must declare something in Arabic and also in English, because I'm receiving calls from outside, from Germany. I'm unable to receive the call first, and second, when I try the call, I am unable to reach the person. The problem here, the same crooks who are doing and fixing all that over years, as you can see, they can block the numbers, specific numbers, because they fixed me earlier, and it was noted in a response from the court. They fixed scam telephone calls to authorities, to the court, to other institutions, forging my voice, lastering me. So I got some punishment that I'm not allowed to call these institutions for 1 year. And through this punishment procedure whatsoever, they can block specific numbers, block the number, and they are blocking all my numbers. I'm only allowed to speak to specific people. Of course, the situation, the reason is violate all the common rights, every sense in this situation. But they also can block my calls, for example, to 112 numbers, the emergency number. They can block my calls, complaining about them, charging them, criminalizing them. They can block these numbers. And this is what I noted when I tried the telephone numbers. The numbers who called me from Germany and other, they were blocked. So I can make the call, but the call is excluded. I cannot get your phone. So in case you're trying to call me, to reach me, please understand, I'm unable to help. I'm unable to reach you due to the same problem. This is first. I make this statement in Arabic too. So in case, I will explain this later. هاي الرسالة للأشخاص يلي اتصلوا فيني من برا البلد، من ألمانيا، وطبعا حتى أي مشكلة موجودة على التليفون، سميتها إنه تليفون منسوخ. أنا ما عم بقدر استقبل اتصالاتكم، وأنا متوقع إنه أنتوا ما بدي أعمل افتراضات. ماني قدران ساعد، بتفهم الوضع إنه ممكن يكون حرج، بس أنا ماني قدران ساعد لأني ماني قدران أتواصل معكم. الأرقام عم تنحجز ضمن إجراء عملوه طبعا بنفس طريقة السكام والتشهير والإساءة. عملوا لي عقوبة إنه أنا ما فيني أعمل اتصال، بيعملوا بلوك على أرقام محددة إني ما فيني اتصل فيها، مثلا المحكمة، رقم الطوارئ، الشرطة، لازم يمر الاتصال عن طريقهم بأي حال. I return to the subject which concerns concerns the location where I'm located. Today, I tried calling my brother, Mr. Ahmed Al Sharif. Well, there was, and it was important that I meet him. I'm trying to reach him since I returned back to the Netherlands, but he is not available, he is not answering. Also, on the other telephone number, and I want to check on the kid. When we tried to call today, on the telephone is another person. I recognize him from his voice. I recognize him from his language capacity, language speech. I realize him also from earlier contacts, because they were intercepting the contacts already during long periods, since these documents, since I sent and started all these proceedings in court and everything. Since this period, this is happening. And also, he is using some fraudulent claims that, stress, I'm having stress. I know the person, he will not stop a moment to come. He will not stop a moment. He is avoiding any personal, he's trying to speak, for example, to the specialist alone, and avoiding me to see him, to identify him. Yeah. He's also linking the people who contact him on my behalf, acting like my contact persons, for example. He links the people with other telephone numbers belonging, and so 100% he is a frauder today on the telephone. Of course, my brother could be in another place. He has no idea about this activity, or could be harmed. We don't know. I'm unable to reach him. When I ask this person on the telephone that I will come, and I tried to come without appointment, for example. So when I ask this person that I will come, he say no. He prevent any invitation. But I realize him from his voice, from his language capacity, from his claims, fraudulent claims, that are having stress, that he's trying to speak, and he is making these links. He gives the telephone number and link me with it. So the problem, it's all in all, how to call it, sponsored or facilitated by this so-called crooked contact person of mine, starting already 2022. It was always like this. Suddenly I find a contact person of mine I have no idea about, making connections, covering frequently say he cover up with these care provider crooks crooked claims about care and so. While all these activities and also the examples which I show you in video and everything, is clear. But even this, there is claim about this evidence, for example, that they should not see them. Maybe it has to do with some ICT police. I don't know. I assumed that long time ago because I was surprised about the police behavior at that time. But all this cover up, all this crooked, the contact, for example, they give the contact and this become my contact. A crooked frauder become my own contact. And they link me to that. They link me to this, and he is avoiding to present in person. Where this I tried 2023. That the person who is reporting me that I think the kid is a robot, that the blah, and all these crooks come to here, so we saw you, so we know who you are. No, it was the appointment which I asked the person, is called Roger, to arrange this meeting, and he called this person officially. He refused to come, making claims and allegations and so on. In this period, I was surprised that a crook contact person from this care provider is covering up and misleading the authorities, the people, the people who care, ask questions. He is making this cover up that person is patient, person is thinks the kid is robot. This kind of cover ups. His name is Khirat. Frequently, there must be contact person for not only me, for any victim in this situation, there must be contact person. So an umbrella is given to this. Well, I cannot find another word but to call them crooked criminals, identity criminals, committing all this long period. The motive you saw. I presented examples of what can the motive be. There could be another thing. I could not finish my report yet, but yeah, there must be some, always even further, someone who managed the financial things. So the umbrella is given for this activity, or contact person. Even, and this was happened in 2022 when I got contact with the Hof Officer of Justice via this page. Suddenly, without any contact, any relationship, they called this crook nurse. His name was Dennis. They fixed the report on the computer of the police about me being 3-4 claims disabling any access to the police protection, to the police department. Well, I could not make a police declaration about bicycles theft. It was very difficult until I was able to do that. I did it, I remember. Also, for example, when first there is a positive reaction for the first time from the police department, they fixed all this and they spoke it clearly in clear words. I asked him, why are you coming to me now? He said, yeah, because you spoke to the police 3 times. Aha. So what makes you afraid of the police to do that? Anyway, I won't get into this. I declared this already, but the contact of today is a contact with the frauder linking the care provider or the specialist or whoever with contact another telephone number who is in this same way. They linked me with many people because I'm only able to receive the contact, the information from this scammed telephone, a cloned telephone. And frequently I noticed for example, the formal telephone number do not work. Unbelievable. The formal and this landline number, for example, cannot be scammed. The servers in Syria, for example, they are not based on internet like in the Netherlands. No, they are old and the old servers they use, so they cannot. Well, everything can. But the telephone number, this official telephone number, is less vulnerable to be scammed in this way, in a cloned telephone, other than the internet-based teleservice. So this was happened today. The person is avoiding any meeting, any personal meeting. Of course, if I go to him, maybe the situation could be different. I do not know. I cannot confirm. I do not know what has happened. I returned back from Germany and I found this situation, this condition. I was planning and I went to Dembos. My telephone was off. I couldn't charge the telephone. I couldn't find the address. So I returned back, planning to return tomorrow or after tomorrow to check on the kids, to check on my relatives. But they fixed all this thing. They came, break into my home, and you know what has happened. I asked you to follow this, and I hope, officer, you are following this, and stop these people. Stop the block on my contact numbers. Stop this behavior. These are known by you, and I'm coming to your office since 2022. And before even, everything, I used to be naive. when something suspicious on my telephone happened or started, like these photos, for example, I come to you automatically, and I came to you while having panic. I used to have panic problem. I used to get afraid fast, and ask for help fast. Go to you, direct to you, and the most disappointing part was that looking at your uniform, neglecting and ignoring these harmful behaviors, harming me in the first place, but harming others too. So this is from today's developments, and I would comment on another point about claiming that, for example, I go to the police department, give the paper and go. I understood that this is a known issue. This in my environment, that and when I had this aggressive physical contact with the beveiliger, the security person in Dukenburg, he had attacked me and harmed me with his arms, and this is unusual in Netherlands. He's Afghans or from some I don't know where is he from exactly, but he was aggressive with the hands, with his hands like this, fixing me some boete, they call it boete, verbod. So I cannot return to the library again without any reason. And I was shocked, explaining to the people who asked me about this. I did not do anything. Sitting on the computer, I asked, Madam, please do not film. I would not be seen in your camera. She was filming something. Suddenly they came to me like a gang from Afghanistan or from ancient world, attacking me like this. And of course I did not understand why were they doing that. But I understood from their comments. For example, I was typing a report about my brother. He told me, your brother like this. And they use this move frequently and unbelievably. These are security persons, for example, they do that. But other people who are around me, care providers, they also do it sometimes the same, as if, there's a serious problem with this behavior, and I cannot find the word to describe this, but by corruption. The situation, as I said, is not fine. So they claim in one incident that, we love to receive a letter. And what I noticed from the telephone contacts, she only wants me to submit complaint. She's pushing and doing all this, so I submit complaint. They exhausted me with complaints because I'm dealing with crooks, liars, frauders on the telephone, and they are known here. Basically, security personnel, security company is managing all this. And this, especially this calls with, they push. And the dirtiest part in this, is they use kids. A girl, I understood 11 years, they use her as cover, as the front of this old crooked behavior. What brought you to me in the first place? What is this interest in the first place? So, situation in the situation which they created. Example from this report, over 1,000 page. One report, I was just checking this. It is in my archive here on the telephone. 70 pages, just one example. Like this. And this was my mistake. I was reporting all the available information, expecting that this will be researched, I will get answers, an appointment will be arranged, so we help my brother, because I was thinking something wrong. So the person do not understand directly that the cyber thing and real thing behind the screen, what can happen. And I remind the viewer of the previous record in which I explained how they hijacked the social network. Of course, I know, and I identified one of the suspects at that time, who told me this will happen. And he said, this will happen to you and to all your family members. That was in nearby CVZ Nijmegen. He said these words. And yeah, the person cannot imagine. Well, this started with my brother, then on other relatives, and yeah, his words were real. And indeed, I remind you of a known part of a cover-up story used tolerating these behaviors and factual behaviors on the ground, normalizing the criminals, the frauders in the environment of the victim. You may ask, how could they get documents, for example? How could they get the pass? This is the easiest part. The post and the locations, even when I was in Germany, pass through the same security company. But in Germany, it's another company. Here in the Netherlands, it's different uniforms. I saw, but they connect each other. There was contact, and who made the links? Not an official authority, for example. No, active people on the ground. They approached the security person with the telephone. They spoke on the telephone with him. Then they start to change the behavior, changed something. He told me, for example, after this fixed contact, which a Syrian refugee fixed with the security person, he told me, yeah, everybody here know you. I say, what? This is good. Because I'm suffering an identity problem. So when people know me, this is good. But on what ground do they know me? I asked him, and he knocked his head like this, and he walked away. In the same way, also same crooked way, they link the official, the workers, the institution worker with the via the security person. So in this way, the official, the worker, also the advocate, make decisions, or get the case in a different way, because it's claimed, for example, that this is something funny, that this is something that has to do with some what is the call of this? I will have to remember. A known thing that, yeah, through this activity they only interested in receiving document and receiving letter. But you are crooks, you're receiving information, precious information that I should not disclose to you, that you are not authorized or allowed to receive this information, no matter who you are, even if you are a police or any authority, but you're not. You're not authorized to learn all these things about me, about my relatives, about my contact. And it's claimed that they apply it in intention. So when you exposed or accused them with something, they said, yeah, we know we did it. But no, be careful. They are claiming this. These are claims. They are covered. They claim things as fun, as not serious, but they are dedicating it, committing it. I can never understand a frauder normalizing himself in the environment of the victim. Now they are frauder. This frauder who we called on the telephone, he is trying to push. He is contact person, and they are using the local laws, abusing the local laws, care laws, to get responsibility over me. Criminals are doing that, and when they are skilled hackers, skilled IT, during conversation, they say things only, for example, some specific skilled people, IT people do say no, I mean. But unbelievable, they link me to a cyber mother who is not cyber. No, not cyber. But, for example, she like a typing machine, and the surveillance authority, following this, she saw it. You saw that. You saw how fast is she. Revise your records. In the same moment, while doing something on my telephone, for example, making snapshot or something, and I do that, and I wouldn't speak here. Better. This is an advantage, we keep it. So please stop this cover up, this umbrella given to these people. They are doing this long time ago. No matter what your reason tolerating this, unless you are doing that, and if you are doing that, officer, I cannot do anything. All that I can do is to come to you. If you have a problem with me, you can arrest me, you can investigate me, but stop these behaviors, this cover up, because this is harmful. As long as I'm speaking here, releasing information, the concerned people following this, they are acting in the shadow of your behavior, in the shadow of my speeches. So please, I hope and I ask you especially to do that, to also to follow. Thank you very much.